All right, guys, welcome back. The Overseas Examinations Commission, OEC, has donated over 3,000 desktop computers to more than 100 schools across Jamaica under the Computers in Secondary Schools project. So joining us this morning to share more about the initiative are the Overseas Examination Commission's Executive Director, Sir Hector Stephenson, Manager, Imaging and Special Projects, George Taffe, and Director of Marketing and Customer Relations, Krystle Daley Thompson. Good morning to you all. How are you?
Good morning. Very well, thank you.
Exciting, right?
Of course, of course.
Wow. All right, Sir Taffe, I want to start with you here. What is the goal of the project?
Well, actually, the goal of the project is to help our Jamaicanized schools, the government-funded high schools, to become computer efficient and to prepare them for this whole business of e-testing as mandated by the Caribbean Examinations Council more than 10 years ago. So we have been putting desktop computers in our schools starting way back from 2017. And so far we have put over 4,500 computers in our schools. Approximately 165 schools have been served so far.
Wow, incredible. Sir Stephenson, I have to ask you about the findings, sir. What brought us here, your observation over the years, and how has this project impacted our CSEC examination so far?
Well, we're very pleased with the impact so far. The Caribbean Examinations Council indicated some 10 years ago that they want to move their exams online, and we took the initiative to support the Ministry of Education in providing the computers to the schools. Of course, we had to get the board's approval, which we did, and then we approached the Ministry of Finance for the permission to put these computers in school. To date, I think my colleagues have it a little wrong. We are close to 5,000 desktop computers.
Wow.
And 165 schools, as Mr. Taffe has said, and we have spent $750 million to put these computers in the school, and we're not finished yet.
Wow.
And we believe that it is impacting the lives of many, many Jamaican students. The computers are only not being used for instructions, but they are being used for e-testing, and we are also now offering the NC TVJ exams on behalf of the ministry. So all in all, the impact has been magnificent.
Absolutely. And Krystle, I have to, pull you in here about the feedback from the schools, you know, and how much it has aided them so far. What are they saying?
They're very elated. We've done a peer exercise across 5 schools in this tranche, which is tranche 6 of the project. And we've engaged with the principals, the IT teachers, the students themselves are very excited about what this means for them for the future.
Yeah, and we're talking about a digital time, right? Right, Sir Taffe. I mean, the culture of digital literacy is so important, and it's good that we're introducing this to them at a very early age, right?
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So can you talk to us some more about the importance of it and what, the young persons, how is it that they've been adapting to it?
Well, the fact is, there's no doubt that we are in the digital age. The computers are very, very important. When we look at see how the students have been reacting to it, for most of the schools that we have done our distribution, you can see the glee, the joy on their faces. And the computers are very important as a tool for students to navigate this digital highway, the information age, as we call it, that we are living in. So with the computers, the students are able to do their research, they're able to do presentations, the teachers can use it as a very important teaching device, and the students can use it as an important learning device. So it is very important.
Yeah. Sir Stephenson, when persons think of using the laptop or the computer to do work, they're thinking that there is access to information that they can just, literally cut and paste. They can go online and find a source to answer this question, and they're going to do that. I mean, how have we been monitoring this kind of activity, making sure that they're remaining true to the process?
Well, for the examinations, the computers, of course, are under the control of the examination centers. So students cannot, when they go to the computers to do a test, all they are seeing is a test. They are not able to access anything else. And in fact, in addition to the computers that we place, students can bring their own devices to an examination hall if they have laptops. Now those laptops have to be wiped, so they can't access other information. Truth is, they can also use the computers to prepare their SBAs, and that is where you may find a loophole. But the teachers have to monitor that and ensure that the work that they present is their work and not somebody else's work, or no cutting and pasting, that sort of thing. Difficult to manage, but I think the schools are doing a pretty good job at controlling that. But as for the tests themselves, the students do not have access to any form of content. In fact, what the computers are doing and what online testing will do is to enhance security for these exams, because we have had the jitters with paper-based exams, or you may know.
Right.
And so when we move into that space now, the examining body will control the questions from where they are, and the test will be available online, and students will be able to write tests online.
Yeah, there's some schools who still have connectivity issues. I mean, how have we been, combating that?
In fact, this year, 2025, is when CXC was hoping to roll out online testing across the nation in maybe all papers. We've had some setbacks because, of course, you have to have the hardware in the system, but then you have to have the bandwidth. And that is a challenge, as you have said, in some areas, especially the remote areas, and the bandwidth is critical for the exams. Of course, students can download the test and upload after completing the test. So that's one way to sort of solve that problem. But the Minister of Education, I know, is working very hard to put the bandwidth in that is needed, working with the telecommunications companies, and we're working with them to put the computers in the school. They're placing computers in school. The parents are helping. The past students associations are helping. And e-learning is also contributing to that effort. So we think we're close to that goal of having the schools being ready for online testing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Krystle, I want to ask you about, just the help in terms of persons right now watching this interview. They may be saying to themselves, I'd love to jump on board. I want to get involved here. How could persons, contact you all and give a donation maybe?
Yes, well, we are located at 6 Manhattan Road. It starts with an email, a letter, a visit. We can have a meeting to discuss how they could be a part of this or corporate social responsibility. The OEC has been championing the assessment process for over 100 years, so persons can trust what we're doing and what we're doing to transform the education landscape.
Wow, okay.
And they can make contact with the Ministry of Education too,
Absolutely.
in terms of donation. We'd rather, if they go through the ministry, to add computers to the school.
Absolutely. And I mean, any one of you can take this real quick. We just have a couple of seconds left, but I want to ask you about digitizing certain subjects, and certain courses. Some things are hands-on and practical. How have you guys been going about doing this? Does it take away from the experience? Does it add more value? Are you able to do more?
Yeah. Well, EDPM, as you know, throughout the country is done online by all students, and some students do EDPM at the CSEC level from as early as grade 9. So that's very much in force. Animation and game design at the CAPE level is done online by students. All students doing animation and game design. And I think there is one other. Digital media is also done online by all students sitting that subject at the CAPE level. And the students are adjusting well. Of course, the ministry is concerned about making the transition from paper to digital, and that is very important. And CXC is introducing a hybrid testing, which is moving from screen to paper, and then to make the final transition to on-screen only.
Got it.
And the students are adjusting.
Much more to come too, right?
And we want to thank the schools.
Yes.
The schools have been our partners. They have worked with us. The principals have been great, and the supervisors in the system. So all in all, it's an exciting project.
Exciting project and fantastic time. We are out of time, though.
We're out of time.
We're out of time. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but we look forward to hearing much more about the work that you all have been doing. Thank you so much for coming through. That was Overseas Examination Commission's Executive Director, Sir Hector Stephenson, Manager, Imaging and Special Projects, George Taffe, and also Director of Marketing and Customer Relations, Krystle Daley Thompson. Thank you so much.